Fake, sus, imposter among us, imposter among us. I feel used. People are using me only for their benefit. People are using me for my connection. People are using me for my money. People are using me only when they are having a hard time. People forget me when they're happy. Sounds familiar? Then this video is for you. Or maybe not. So welcome back to another chat vlog with l.jpg, vlogs that might help you feel better or worse. So recently I put up a poll saying on my Instagram about the title Fake Friends, and I asked everyone what are their experiences with their fake friends, and let's dive into the Q&A session first, or the responses session first, and at the end of this video I'm gonna tell you my take on certain things and maybe suggestions. So let's go. Okay, the first one, I'm going to remain everyone anonymous just to respect everyone and because there's no point in actually putting names out there. So first one, fake male friends wanting to be friends with me for the sake of knowing my gorgeous girlfriends. Oh my goodness, this is very familiar. So the thing is, they want to know you because just solely for the fact that you have gorgeous girlfriends, or they were always friends with you but you happen to have gorgeous girlfriends. So depending on the context, the suggestion might be very different. So the thing is, I believe that if they want to know your gorgeous girlfriends, why not? I don't see the problem there. What are you going to lose? And if you introduce them, again, it's not like you are an agent for your gorgeous girlfriends. I'm sorry if this may sound contradicting to what you want me to say, but I feel like I don't think you lose anything by introducing your friend that wants to know your gorgeous girlfriends. And also, if they are still friends with you throughout the process, or let's say you introduced to one girl and suddenly they got together, they become happily together, happily married, then I don't see any flaws in that. The only thing is, if you assume that they solely want to be friends with you for your gorgeous friends, then that is the problem. If you see that they are entirely just wanting to know your gorgeous girlfriends, then goodbye friend, means they never wanted to be friends with you in the first place, and these gorgeous girlfriends made you realize that. So cut them off, bye bye. Okay, moving on, the next one. My friends are bullying me and using me. Okay, first and foremost, if they bully you since day one, they might actually just want to tease you or because they think it's funny, but this is your job to tell them, nope, this is not funny, I do not like the way you talk to me, I do not like the way you treat me, because sometimes we want to be that nice friend because we're afraid to voice out certain things. I understand, but sometimes you have to put your foot down, up, left, right, and tell them, nope, this is not how I like to be treated, and if you want to be friends with me, and you just give them give them some rules and boundaries on what they can or cannot say, so both of you can understand and hopefully things will get better. And for the using part, it depends on what they use you for, because I'm going to tell you something quite controversial later on. Stay tuned. So good luck to you, my friend. You are always my friend, by the way. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Next one, let's see. I just realized that my best friend bracket male was toxic, now I become stranger, which is good for you, my friend. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do is to break off a friendship, not even a relationship. A friendship is even harder because sometimes maybe you have known him or her for quite some time, dah lama kenal, and then suddenly you outgrew them, or again you have conflicts of interest, or sometimes you just tak ngam anymore, you just cannot get along with each other. So sometimes it is the best thing to do to say bye-bye and move on with your life, and he or she will move on with their life, and you can find friends which suits you better than before. So that is a thumbs up from me. Toxic friends do not belong to where they don't belong. They have other toxic friends to be friends with. Okay, bye-bye. Now, next one. Okay, moving on. This is quite a long one. Okay, use me for their own intention, then leave me, become successful but because of me. They would use you either for connections, money, emotional struggles, and mental issues. Wow, okay, first thing, let's take a step back. I'm going to analyze this for a while. So use me for your own intentions, okay? The thing is, when it comes down to intentions, I'm going to tell all of you now, even a reminder for myself, we can never know what people's intentions are, because that's something only they themselves know and God. So if you try to assume certain things which are not true, which can be detrimental, which can cause more trouble. So number one, don't assume that they are friends with you for blah 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 until it is proven. Okay, now let's move on. And then become successful because of me. Okay, the thing is, I'm going to ask all of you a question. I'm going to put my phone down for this. If you are a good friend, a good sincere friend who wants the best for your friends, don't you think that the one thing that you want them to be is successful? Question mark. And the thing is, when you say because of me, there are so many factors which leads to his or her success. And someone's success is their own and your success is your own. And if it is because of someone, it is an introduction or a bridge or a gap. And isn't it a good thing to want something great for your friend to be successful? But for you to claim and to be entitled that their success has to be credited to you, don't you think it's a bit selfish? Because you want to be credited for, or you want to be acknowledged, or maybe you just want to be appreciated. I don't know, maybe it is some underlying factors, and I'm sure there's more to this story. But again, when someone is successful, please, for the love of God, be happy for them, because there is no benefit at all feeling bitter towards someone's success, because I feel like that's the number one mindset that you plant in your head that's going to make you feel like crap every single time you face him or her, whether offline or online. So please, someone's success, get it out of your head. It has nothing to do with you. Each and every one, I'm going to give you a Muslim's perspective. Rezeki dah ditetapkan untuk masing-masing. Everyone has their own rezeki, have their own success in their own ways in this life. So I feel like we shouldn't be able to claim that someone's success belongs to us, because that's going to cause you to feel horrible. And good luck. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I forgot which number this is, but friends who use you only do things that benefit themselves. LOL. Are you sure you're laughing? Okay. Anyways, friends who use you only do things that benefit themselves. So there are certain friends in this world, human beings in this world, that only are opportunists, where they only have connections, relationships, etc., solely for the fact to benefit themselves, and they know how to do it very, very well. But let's say if this person is your colleague, I'm going to tell you something which you may or may not heard of before. You do not need to like who you work with, but you can work well together. So try to separate the emotional factors and the work factors. That's if you are working colleagues, because obviously in the work scenario or career scenario, everyone wants to actually be the winner in the office or in the corporate world. They want to climb the ladder, maybe because they're in the same department as you or same position. So sometimes they want to use you so they can outshine you. They want to be outstanding lah, in short, right? But if it's relatives who use you to benefit only themselves, that is pretty difficult, because there's a lot of emotional factors there. And to say no to a relative when they ask for your help and they play the victim card is a huge struggle. But I believe that if you want to avoid feeling being used, then you have to really, really learn to say no and be firm about it. Kalau tak, If not, they're going to continue to do it, and you're going to continue to justify, oh, he's my family, oh, he's my brother, oh, he's my cousin, oh, he's my whatever, right? Because you're going to continue to justify. At the same time, you're going to complain every single day about that person. So you have to either communicate with him or her, settle it out, or say no. I don't think you have much options there, so try any of these three options. If it works or not, well, if it works, it's good. If it doesn't, then I'm so sorry. You just have to really look at the other factors of what you can do, or tell someone about it, or again, learn how to manage your own feelings and try not to react negatively. Yep, and pray the best for them. Not much you can do, guys. Okay. The next one is quite a long one, I think, but I think I'm going to break it down. Okay, this is in Malay, so I'm sorry to my international viewers. Kononnya if I have. Depan kita dia baik, tapi di belakang mengata kita. This is so common. Setiap orang pernah melalui situasi seperti ini. So the thing is, sometimes most people, a lot of people in life are going to be so nice in front of you. You won't even be able to tell the difference between whether they're lying, whether they're faking or not. So there are these type of wolves in our communities, whether it's in families, in friend circles. So the thing is, number one, I believe you have to always still try your level best to sangka baik, or to assume the best of him or her. Whatever she or he does to you, assume the best, that maybe they do want to be nice to you. Okay, number two is, behind us we have no control of what people say, what people do, what people try to do, or they try to harm us in backstabbing us or starting rumors. All these things have started since the dawn of time. So I believe that some things that we have no control of, we can just forget it, let it go. Because if we know the truth, that's enough for us. Sometimes you don't have to prove anything, because sometimes the more you try to prove, the more it backfires. So I don't think that you should even bother about people talking behind your back if it isn't true. But let's just say, if it suddenly, out of 1 in a million, it happens to be true, right? It happens to be true, okay? Or because they feel a certain way of what you said made them sad or whatever, and they talk bad behind your back. Sometimes we have to reflect ourselves and our words and how we say it. Okay, if you get me, it all affects people's feelings, because sometimes that person may be the most sensitive person on planet Earth. So I have a quote, actually, a quote from Matthew McConaughey, the actor who acted in so many movies. He said, it boils down to intention. Sometimes niat diorang baik, tetapi cara yang dia sebut perkataan tu salah. So, I will quote, "Things that tickle me may bruise others." I repeat, things that tickle me may bruise others. And sometimes we forget this fact that not everything we say is funny or is the same to us. So sometimes it may hurt someone without the intention of actually it being hurtful, but tiba-tiba sakit hati. So try to reflect ourselves and try to not assume, and try to not or try to let go of things that happens behind our back. Forget it, bye-bye, move on, stay positive. Okay, moving on. Judge people by appearance. Bila tahu ramai followers, baru nak kawan. Okay, this is the thing. Sometimes when you are somebody, or you have a big platform, or you are famous, or you are just well known in your communities or online, right? There are going to be people like this, because it is like something you cannot avoid, is inevitable. People see you have a lot of followers. Sometimes, of course, they want to know you, but sometimes they actually want to learn from you, Or sometimes they are envious and jealous and they want to know and hopefully get clout or get your fame. And even if they do, what's the problem? You're still you and you can move on doing what you love to do and just let him do his thing. Bye bye. And let's say it comes with fame because it's very hard to differentiate between real friends and fake friends when you are famous. So I believe, again, intention is the key, and you have to always assume the best because maybe they just look up to you and they want to be around you. And obviously being famous is an attraction to a lot of people nowadays because they want to get that piece of that fame as well. So if it hurts you to know that he wants to know you to be famous or to get your fame, then it is your choice to keep them around or say goodbye. It is that simple. You don't have to always actually entertain them, layan diorang, because they already, it's very clear to you that all they want is your fame, right? And if some people are okay with that because they know they're famous and people are going to come like this. Some people are okay with it, some people are not. So if you're not, then just say goodbye, close the chapter, move on, because there are more friends out there who actually care about you. Focus on them. Okay, moving on. If you're still here and you like these type of videos, please hit the like button. I appreciate it so much because it does magic to the algorithm and I know that you appreciate these videos. Okay, moving on. Where was I? Okay, pernah dulu dia buka cerita lama saya pada kawan lain padahal saya ada di situ. Okay, I'm going to translate in English. So basically, his friend actually opened the past or some past story about him, and then while in front of another friend while he's there also. So this is something which I learned as I got older. We have to be super careful with what we say to people, even our closest friends, because not everyone has to know everything that has to do with our lives, whether it's personal, business or whatever, because this is your responsibility actually. So it's your responsibility and choice to release certain information about you, because not everything is needed to know by everyone, because sometimes it may be used as bullets to be used against you. We don't know when, but it can happen. Diorang akan menggunakan segalanya untuk ataupun buka cerita yang lama dan menggunakan cerita yang sama untuk burukkan kita. So they will always try to make us feel bad or try to make us feel horrible of what we did before. Although you have sincere intentions of telling them because you wanted to just confide in someone. But again, be careful of what you say, and it is your responsibility. You cannot blame them. You have to blame yourself sometimes for releasing that information. But again, we learn from our past mistakes and we do not repeat it. That's all. So don't be too sad. We move on and do not repeat the same mistakes which got you feeling like this. Okay, I think that wraps up. There's a lot more which I did not actually answer because it is surrounding the same themes of problems. So I hope I helped. And now I'm going to give certain suggestions or certain opinions, to be honest. So one of them is actually, you want to be a good friend. Obviously, everyone wants to be a good friend, right? But I'm going to tell you one thing, just to be real here. Please have this in mind. You do not need to be liked by everyone, because some people want to be the yes man that agrees with everyone, but end up you're just being that guy in the group which no one actually cares about and no one actually loves. So some people, you're going to be liked by everyone because you agree with everyone, whatever they say, you polish their shoes and everything, but you are loved by zero. That is the sad truth, because they feel like you actually don't have a backbone, you don't have any opinions. So the thing is, to work from this, right, being honest, right, sometimes may lead to disagreement, but you can always disagree in a respectful manner, because if you do not have an opinion, you are just like a lalang. You're going to sway left and right with no foundation, with no opinions. I mean, you even lose yourselves. Yeah, some people actually lose themselves trying to please others, because you are so worried that you're not liked. So you will do anything. You will even take them out. You will hang out with them. You will belanja them. All these things, but just to be liked and for that sense of belonging. And this is actually very, very unhealthy for your mental health, your own mental health, not his. So be yourself, be honest, and a good friend always understands when you discuss certain topics. Like me and even my brother, even my mom, my parents, my cousin, my whatever significant other, whatever friend I have, we do not always agree on everything, but we know how to disagree respectfully. Because how can I change how I feel? How can I change how I think if I grew up this way? I mean, in context of there's nothing wrong to think how you think, because everyone has different upbringing. So it takes time to understand each other. That's the whole point here. It takes time to understand each other, and if you disagree, it's okay. You have to learn how to understand that not everyone thinks the same way like you. And the next one I want to share with all of you, there are certain people, right? They give you something, a material thing, right? For the sake of you to show that they are giving you something. What I mean is because they want to be acknowledged, they want to be recognized, they want to be praised by so many people in the world, until they forget the reason why they even gave you certain things. And these people normally, I'm not saying it generally based on everyone. Some people who do this, right, they have a sense of insecurity, and that's very dangerous, because once you don't react how they want you to react, they will go crazy and they will hunt you down, and they will play the victim card, feel sorry for themselves, and they'll make you feel bad, guilt trip you, and blah 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 blah. So this is very dangerous, because again, when you give someone, okay, I'm going to put myself as an example again. If I were to give something to someone from a sincere heart, why should I be worried how that person reacts or not? Because I gave him for his sake, for her sake, not for the sake of them praising you or acknowledging it. I mean, I don't need all this, even thank you, right? This is just me being myself. I give you for you because I want to treat you, and I just thought of you, right? That's why I give you this thing. But a lot of people, they want to use what they gave, and then they're going to bring it up again. Oh, remember that time I gave you this, but you didn't give me the same thing. Oh, remember that time I said this, and then you didn't say thank you. I mean, putting a responsibility of reactions based on how you want them to react is just ludicrous and crazy, and it's going to make you crazy also, because you cannot dictate someone on how they should react, how they should feel based on what you did for them. If you're sincere, none of that should matter to you, to be honest. Okay, so be sincere, give for the sake of giving, and that's it. Bye. And I might say something quite controversial. I don't know about you, but it's just my take on it. Because let's say you are a best friend, you want to be the best friend in the world, you want to be a good friend, right? Let's say your friend needs help with either money, connections, emotional struggles, or even just any benefit from you, right? Because they're going through certain things at a certain time. Whether you give money, time, affection, and care by listening to them, or even a connection for them to get a job, right? If you are a sincere friend, would you care what they ask from you? Would you care, or why would you expect something in return if you were sincere in the first place? It is something to think about. Sincerity should not come with all these hidden agendas, whether you feel like they should thank you, they should praise you, everything's because of you, because that creates entitlement, and then it's going to make you go crazy. and they are going to move on with their success, let's say if they are successful. So you have to get rid of your entitlement from what you helped, because their success again is their own, and stop making everything about you. Because when you make everything about you, every single thing they do can be of frustration or anger towards you. Clean yourselves in your heart. Reflect your intentions, because if your intentions are not pure, are not sincere, I don't think you should even do it in the first place. That's just my take. And last but not least, my final point, right? A lot of people tend to fall into this spiral of saying, oh, they don't care about me because whatever I do, they don't reciprocate, or they don't do the same thing, they don't treat me like how I treat them. Again, boils back down to sincerity. And again, sometimes, please, for the love of God, do not assume just because they don't spend time with you, just because they don't text you, just because they don't buy you certain things, doesn't mean they don't care about you. Or please do not assume that they don't care about you, right? Because they might be having so many things on their plate. They have a family to take care, or they have their partners. Some of them are married, some of them have to support their families, they have a career, or they're just busy. Take it as if they have priorities, and that does not mean that you are not a priority. They just have more important things at that time. Because some people, they used to spend time with me every day and now they don't. That's because we are adulting. We are going through a process of change, transitions, and if you are a supportive friend, you shouldn't put that burden of having to treat you 24/7 upon them, right? Why should anyone stop what they're doing just because to take care of your feelings? Because I feel like that's very selfish, and we have to learn to understand, including myself, these are all reminders which we can learn from each other. We have to learn that everyone has their own lives and we should respect it. And to spend time together, I believe that there's a time and place for everything. And now there's COVID again. You cannot blame COVID because it's something out of control. So I think I will wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're here again, thank you so much for watching again. And I actually made a few videos previously, which I'm going to make a playlist right here, which you can check out. And do hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And also follow me on Instagram if you like to see more of me. Okay, see you, take care, and I'm always here to listen. I'm always here to respond when I have time. And you always have me as a friend, okay? And remember that I want to bless you with nothing less than the best. All I want is the best for all of you, which is why I do these videos specifically to actually cater to all your responses or questions. Hopefully I help in a certain way. Okay, I think I'm talking too much. Goodbye, have the best weekend. Have a good day.